Good evening, ladies, as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone. That's right, I still haven't forgotten Hearthstone. Let's go ahead and finish up this Hunter run. Turn down the volume. Bink. We're at 6-2, which is better than I was expecting. And honestly, I don't really care how this ends. I'm pretty happy to have made it to 6 with this deck. So, the next run, let's take a quick look at the old Stataroonie sheet. Will be anything but Hunter, Paladin, or Druid, so we got a lot of things to choose from. I guess I'd like to do Priest, because I've got a daily quest for that, which would be nice to wrap up. Okay, well, see if we can find an opponent. Oh, I should probably close Steam. Steam always stays open. You know, everyone loves Steam so much, but honestly, I don't know. I don't like the fact that it, like, just has to open whenever you play a Steam game, and then, like, stays open. It's like, hey, if I quit the game, I'd kind of like to quit Steam, but nope, that doesn't happen. Much prefer goodoldgames.com, honestly, because that gives you the advantage of having all your games without having an annoying thing running in the background all the time. But whatever, Steam's the trendy thing everyone's supposed to love, so I won't bitch about it anymore. Let's just go ahead and close it and play against Slayer the Rogue. That seems like a familiar name. I feel as though I've seen that name before. Then again, Slayer, I mean, it's just pretty generic. Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm not going to get to do the Glyvzuka web spinner combo because she's probably going to make a dagger here. Although it would be really cool if she played like a 3-2. No, that's not going to happen. Okay. Well, the web spinner dies. Let's see what beast we got. We had 2 charging rhinos appear in previous games. And 1 Godzilla, but it didn't matter at that point. She doesn't kill the web spinner. Wow. Okay. Why would you not kill a web spinner? Why would you not kill web spinner? What would be the reason you wouldn't kill web spinner? Well, the only reason I can think of why you wouldn't kill a web spinner is if you were planning to play deadly poison and you wanted to get full use out of your deadly poison charges and also play a 2-drop. Because on turn 3 you can make a dagger and play deadly poison. So that wouldn't stop you from daggering the web spinner now. So maybe she has a 2-drop that she wants to play that's 1 health and she wants to play deadly poison. But if she does that, then the web spinner will still be here to kill that 2-drop, so I cannot figure out why she didn't hit the web spinner, so I'm going to play the raptor. I was going to consider not playing this just to play around deadly poison, but it doesn't make any sense. I can't actually explain why someone holding deadly poison would not just dagger the web spinner. Okay, well, she daggers it this time, so she just took an extra damage. Oh, was she doing it so as not to give me a beast, like in case I didn't have a 2-drop? I don't think that's right. I think that's a mistake. Okay, so here we have an interesting choice. I could play the Wolf Rider, but the thing is, she could just kill it without having to spend mana. Would it be worth the damage I deal to her? Let's see. I could hit her for 3-6, down to 22, down to 19, or I could just steady shot.
I wonder.
Oh, man, that's tough. If I hit steady shot, she's going to be at 23. If I use the Wolf Rider, she's gonna be at 19, so it's like 4 extra damage. But so I'm basically spending a card to deal 4 extra damage. Okay, we'll try it. So this is a bit of a committal move. She's been playing slowly. She's probably gonna have some big cards. She's going down to 19 health, and then I'm hoping I can finish her off. I do have Glyvzuka for some burst damage, Stormpike for burst damage, steady shot, of course. Web spinner. This is a good beast. I shouldn't really complain about it. It's solid. It's fine. It's big stats. 9-7 for 7. So it's like a core hound with 2 extra health, which is fine. Plus a beneficial death rattle. It seems good. Okay. So I could do a couple different things here. I could just play the Dark Iron Dwarf for the big body. I could go for the Raptor. I think I'm going to just play the Raptor. Now, do I Glyvzuka or Steady Shot? I think I'm gonna Glyvzuka because I want to have that that board presence, the ability to deal a bit of extra damage to something. I'm not necessarily gonna commit to hitting her in the face with it. All right, she backstabs this after sapping it, so that's fine. She still has her 5 mana play. It's gonna be an ooze to kill my Glyvzuka. Wow, well that couldn't have been any worse. Although I wonder why she's still not playing anything real. She just keeps making her dagger over and over. Alright, well this is fine, so now what we can do is either play the King of Beasts or the Stormpike. Let's just go for the Stormpike. Keep the pressure up. This gets me up a card. She's got 6 cards to my 6 plus a coin. I've got some removal. I've got a 4-power creature, which is significant. That would take her down to 15 health. Aha, she plays Spectral Knight. Well, here we go. Freezing Trap for the Spectral Knight. Dark Iron Dwarf for the body, and 2 extra damage, and she's now at 13 health. So here, I actually don't have any more burn in my hand. I have 8 power of attack, though. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Wow, that's twice in one arena run I got Keyzanli Mystic. So now this is bad, because she can kill my 4/4, and then I've got this guy, which is going to eat a Freezing Trap. I mean, I guess I could replay him, and that's good and all, but... Okay. Wowza. Wowza. Alright, so do we just use an explosive shot to kill these 2 things off? I mean, that seems pretty reasonable. So let's just explosive shot there. I'm gonna pop the trap. And I could steady shot, but I think I'd rather play Fairy Dragon, because 3 damage is a lot of damage right here. And having the Storm Pike get popped up isn't really that bad. It's 2 damage that I might need in order to kill her off. So this is actually really big. This thing being able to hit her is kind of a big deal, because that would take me down to 5 turns of steady shotting, 4 if you factor in the Storm Pike. Right, Azure Drake I'm pretty happy to see, because unless she's a fan of knives after this, yeah, we're in pretty good shape. Okay. Alrighty, so how do we handle this? She's got a pretty decent board. Glyve Zuka. I think I just gotta go for it. Malorn is cool and all, but I think we're going for broke here. So let's do this. Hit her in her fat face. Hit her in her fat face some more. King of Beasts, just to block her stuff. It doesn't really block very much. Yeah, Noitron's just about as good at blocking. Actually, I could coin into King of Beasts, but no, I think I can't afford to miss any chances to steady shot, since we're committed to a burnout victory here. So it's going to take me 2 turns to kill her if she doesn't play heals. So Taunt isn't going to save her. She has to have heals. Alright, she's a pretty good answer there. And a pretty good thing there. But she still needs Taunt. Well, she's just dead now, because she didn't play Taunt. If she wasn't going to heal this turn, then she had to play a Taunt, because the Glyvzuka Steady Shot and Storm Pike do win the game. Well, I don't know exactly what she's doing. Oh my god, am I going to be bad-mannered? Well, I have a quest to play spells. Do you want to concede? Okay. Usually people concede in this case, but whatever. We win! 7 wins, not even too hard. The rogue really had a very slow start. She didn't play like anything. She just kept daggering over and over. And then she had some removal and a Keyzan Mystic, but still, it was just not quite enough. Great! We are gonna temporarily make it over 13,500. And in fact, if I finish up some daily quests, I'll stay over that mark. It is a good day here in Hearthland. So I've been doing my Darkest Dungeon series, and one thing I found is that apparently I'm not nearly as, expert at that game as I thought I was. Almost all the comments coming in are like, hey, your judgment is terrible. Here's a thing you thought that isn't totally right at all. I don't know, it's a tough game. I kind of know what Northern Line feels like now, because I learned about the game from him. And one of the classic things on his channel is people keep bitching about how he plays. Gotta admit, I wouldn't mind having 27,000 views per Darkest Dungeon video. But other than that, I kind of know what it's like when you play stuff that you're sort of good at, but maybe not perfect. And there's a lot more nitpicking going on than any sort of positivity. But anyway, it's been fun, and I just want to apologize for anyone if you're getting frustrated that I'm not listening to your comments. I do listen to them, I just might not implement them, because sometimes I have a different opinion, and sometimes I'm just experimenting. And sometimes we're up against a shaman named Zany Druid. That's certainly zany. Ah, Spider Tank. Wow, that is rough. There is just nothing I can do about this that's any good at all. Wolf Rider won't kill it. Glyvzuka plus the Berserker will kill it, but the buff on the Berserker doesn't make a difference. Do I play the Cobra or the Panther? Man, it's a tough call. I mean, if I play the Panther, then I'm just gonna have to wait for the Glyvzuka to kill this next turn. Then I'm gonna buff the Panther to 5 attack. Doesn't really do very much for me. You know what? Honestly, let's just suck it up and do this. Kind of sucks, but sometimes they have a 3/4 for 3, which they coin out, and then you don't have a good answer to it. Would have liked to have a freezing trap there. I would have even deadly shotted that thing. Alright, this does not die to Glaive Bazooka. But it does die to Wolf Rider. So I'm going to just play Wolf Rider and kill it. I think hitting him in the face would be a little bit nuts here. The Glaive Bazooka would be useful for busting down a totem at some point, if nothing else. Okay, I'm pretty behind with this opening. That spider tank was incredibly effective. Alright, deadly shot for this. I'll be a little risky. Let's go ahead and play the Cobra. Steady shot. Pass the turn. So we'll try to use the Cobra to kill this thing and maybe deadly shot something else. Nope. Oh, lightning bolt. Should have played the Panther. Well, that lightning bolt had the Cobra's name on it, because there was no way that was not going to happen. Okie dokie. Well, Tundra Rhino doesn't really work. So let's do this. I could kill that thing with the Wolf Rider. Let's just steady shot. So with Unleash the Hounds in my hand, it's a possibility that I can just play a bunch of these hounds to good effect. My health is getting a little down there, and I'm not ahead on cards. In fact, I'm even further behind on cards than I used to be. Oh, this is just ugly all around. Hey, Molten Giant. Well, do you play the Molten Giant here? Sure. Sure, let's do it. So we'll kill that. I will kill off the 1/1, even though it's a good thing to have out for Unleash the Hounds. I want to minimize how much damage he has with this 8/8 versus his 4/4. Oh, he has the Hex. Well, that's just too damn bad. Oh, this is ugly. There is nothing good happening here. I'm not sure I really even played this correctly, but... let's see, I could play the Rhino, but all I really accomplish is this. Alright, let's just deadly shot something. Get the wrong thing, although that thing could have killed my Rhino as well. Wow, this game was just a disaster. Spider tank, and it all just went downhill from there. Not exactly sure what I could have done differently. I mean, maybe I just made bad choices. It's very difficult to say sometimes. Let's, we'll give him a chance to play some more cards. Is he thinking about pandaing this thing? Or maybe healing it? Doesn't find a healing totem. No, he heals it. Right, okay. Oh boy. Well, let's play the Hounds. And I could buff one. That would let me kill that thing. Sure. Bonk. Bonk. Kill. Get a nice big board here. I'm sure he'll have Lightning Storm. Just, oh, that's the flip of a totem. That's a totem flip of a man who's got a Lightning Storm. And he knows it. Here it is. Here it comes. Here it comes. Okay, we can see there's no reason to keep playing after that. Bonk! Well, that was fun. So we got plenty of time to start a new run and get in a game or 2 or 3. Well, probably more than one game. 2 or 3, maybe 4. I don't know. Let's settle the score. That was good, Ryan. 7 wins. I'm just delighted with this deck. Didn't think it was actually going to make it that far. Lesson learned. Do not take Nightblade over Ventricle Mercenary, no matter how good you think it is. That among many other lessons. Let's see if we can get an epic or a legendary. Nope, 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 nope. Hey! Foe Reaper, 4,000. I actually looked, in Goblins versus Gnomes, the number of legendaries that you actually would want is really, really small. There's just like a handful. There's Dr. Boom, and then there's the Priest one, and then there's Sneeds, and maybe, I'm sure there's a couple others I'm forgetting. Some shamans use Neptulon. But really, the legendaries are all kind of fun and fruity, but it's not a big deal if you can't get all of them. I mean, you can pretty much just make Dr. Boom out of dust, and that's like 99% of your legendary needs. Where is this? Oh, right, there's the Foe Reaper. I was wondering if I had one or not, and clearly I didn't because it wasn't in crafting mode. Right, so there it is. This is, I don't think, a ranked playable card. It could be useful in Arena. A 6/9 for 8 is a pretty solid body. Let's see if we can get Priest going up in here. Doink! Ah, no. Wow, these are exactly the 3 classes with whom I've already played a 7th run. Wow, what are the odds? Actually, the odds, well, they're very small. Let's see. It's a 9th times an 8th times a 7th. Whatever that is. Oh, I can't resist. I'm just going to bring up my calculator. 9 times 8 times 7. 9 times 8 times 7. 1 in 504 odds. That, wait, no, that's totally wrong. Oh, God, I did my math wrong. Jesus. Well, it means it's better than 1 in 504. Because it could be 3 out of 9. I'm going to do this. Sorry, I'm doing it. If you don't like me doing math on the channel, then clearly this is the wrong channel to be watching. 3 out of 9 times 2 out of 8 times 1 out of 7. It's pretty small odds. 1.19%. Anyway, let's do Paladin and Druid I both have quests for. I think Druid was less recent, so we'll do Druid. Alright, starting off with an okay rare. The Pyromancer can be good if you don't get any swipes. Otherwise, it's just annoying. We'll take a bite for some life gain and some killing. Druid of the Claw, you can almost take as many of those as you want. We'll take Mr. Tinkers over the vanilla 3-2. Try to get some buffs going here. Clockwork Gnome is a great 1-drop, goes well with Mr. Tinkers, but I don't think you can pass on Blue Warrior with the removal of the reach and the early play potential. Ah, wow, this is tough. So the Infiltrator, I would take over the Stalker because the Infiltrator is a 1-drop and there's fewer good ones than there are good 2-1s. But, I mean, Druid of the Claw is Druid of the Claw. It gives you reach, it gives you an amazing 5-drop. Shit, there's going to be games where I draw this and then I'm going to wish it was a Worgen Infiltrator. I'm going to take it, though. I think it's just a bit too good not to take. Hey, we got an Epic! Wow, and we get our choice of tree, which is sweet. So, it's a tough call which of these is actually better in the arena. I think the Ancient of War is better in the arena, but the Ancient of War is probably better in ranked. Because there's fewer stuff going around that just automatically deals with this. Maybe nowadays with silence in the world, this is less good. But I don't know, in the arena sometimes that'll just win you the game by itself, so it's kind of silly not to take it. Aha! We have our old friend Dark Whispers. And by old friend, I mean I don't think I've ever actually played this card before. Or I can go for Hobgoblin. Well, right now I got nothing with Hobgoblin. I don't like going for it in the arena. I think Mini Mage is pretty much garbage. So, yeah, we'll take Dark Whispers. Claw or the Zombie Chow? I'm going to take the Claw, even though it would be nice to have a Zombie Chow. We have another Epic. Oh my god. Jeez. I'm getting pretty lucky with this draft. I hope I do well. I think the Sky Golem is better than the second Dark Whispers. Alright, Owl is the easy call there. Gotta grab your silence while you can. And here, I'm gonna take a bit of card draw over the Fairy Dragon. Explosive Sheep. Oh man, you just never know. Obviously, I have no way to shoot my own sheep. Currently, I don't have any mass removal. These are pretty mediocre cards. I'm gonna take the sheep. It's bad mass removal, but you know what? It's better than having no mass removal. A second silence or a third Druid of the Claw. We're gonna take a third Druid of the Claw. Voodoo Doctor is not a good 1-drop, so I'm going to take a Noyatron because it's a really good 2-drop. Don't like Root of the Fang, so we'll take a Yeti, which is much more solid. Swipe, thank you. And the only playable card here. This is not a good 1-drop. I don't want any more 2-drops, so we're taking Moonfire. And the Azure Drake is the only really good card there. Aha! Here I will take Infiltrator to have a 1-drop, even though the Shredder is very tempting. And the Zombie Chow, perfect. Alright, so we got our good drops in the end. Grab a Starfire here. Grab a Cleric to fit the curve and give me some buffs there. Again, with the Bite versus Pyromancer. I could consider the Egg. I do have a way to kill off my own Egg with the Explosive Sheep. It's actually a pretty sweet combo. The problem is, it's pretty much the only thing I've got. Oh, whoa, whoa, Dark Whispers on the Egg. That would be cool. But these are actually, you know, these are playable rares. I think I might be very silly if I don't take another bite. Another bite? You know what? Screw it. Let's just take the Egg. It's a fun thing that I know is not the right call. Okay, I'll take a second Claw for some more removal. Do I want more heavy hitters? I got the Ancient of War, the Golem. Dark Whispers counts as long as you have at least anything on the table. It's at least a 6/6 taunt. And 3 Druids of the Claw. I don't think I actually am all that pressed for, like, big hitters, so I'm just going to take Starfire for some more removal and some more reach. Oh, Mech Bearcat. Such a great card. The problem is, it's going to be a bit of an expensive deck, and we got Nourish and Grove Tender, which are both pretty good. Grove Tender fits my curve. It's got a good body for 3 mana, gives me an extra card early on or later on in the top deck war. The extra mana crystal could be helpful. Nourish is just solid. Oh man, I feel like I could be making a horrible mistake if I take this just for curve reasons, because the Mech Bearcat, I mean, that thing's so annoying to deal with. Do I have any synergy with spells? I don't have any Gadgets and Auctioneers or anything like that. I could give Nerubian Egg Taunt with a Rusty Horn or +1 attack. Or I could switch its attack and health to kill it. So there's actually like at least 3 cards, spare parts that work really nicely with the Nerubian Egg. But by the time you play a Mech Bearcat, like the 4/4 that pops out of this isn't that big of a deal. My deck is pretty expensive. Alright, I'm going to take a risk. This might be the weakest of these 3 cards objectively, but I feel like it fits the deck the best. Alright, so here we have a classic choice between... Actually, this isn't classic at all. I don't know what I'm saying. We can take a vanilla 2-drop that I don't think I want, because the deck's got enough stuff to do. At 2 mana, I could take a bad removal card that might help me finish off my opponents, or I can go for Naturalize, which is like a kill anything. I don't have Recycle here. I think I'm going to take Naturalize. I've actually been fine having one of those in my deck. We get a 3rd Hobgoblin. Wow, let's see. Did I pick up anything with 1 power? Nope. No. Oh, a Noyatron is good. Sheep is... Well, it's pretty questionable. I don't think you really want to do that. Novice Engineer is good, so it's 2 if I'm not counting the sheep. And then there's nothing over here. So there's 3 if you count the sheep, 2 otherwise. It could draw removal if people are afraid of it. Mountain Giant, I mean, I could get a lot of cards in hand. But I didn't take Nourish or the Ancient of Lore. Echoing Ooze is just a pair of 1/2s. What can I do to buff this? I didn't take Mark of the Wild. It would be, I think, just my Shattered Sun Cleric that could buff it, right? Yeah. Alright, we'll take the Hobgoblin as a 2/3 for 3. That's my epic pick. But I can't really complain because I had a bunch of epics, and they were good ones. Dark Whispers is good, and the Ancient of War is good. And in both cases, I passed up like another good card. Oh, and I got a Piloted Sky Golem, so I got really like top-notch epics. The last one was a 2/3 for 3 that still might actually give me some synergy. I mean, if that does nothing other than like make a late game Noyatron into a 3/4 or a Novice Engineer into a 3/3, then it's fine. It's better than just a 2/3 for 3. Okay, well, this deck, I mean, this is a powerhouse deck. I always complain how my draft went badly. I think that deck, that draft was just outrageously strong, and if I do poorly, it is entirely my fault. Yob. Okay, well, we kept this guy. I decided to keep the egg and mulligan the sheep, because the sheep kills the Infiltrator. Between Infiltrator and Shapeshift, I shouldn't really have a problem, like, holding the fort down. I don't think I'm going to need that sheep. I would rather get something that could play and do things. The egg, you know, the egg is weird. It doesn't currently do anything for me, but, you know, it's nice to have against a mage just sitting there, if for no other reason. Because if it's just sitting there, you know, and later on she plays a Blizzard or a Flame Strike, at least I get some compensation. Alright, do I reveal the Infiltrator? The advantage of revealing him is that it might compel her to ping it. And not do anything else on turn 3. The disadvantage is that I could go down a card. This isn't a rush deck. I don't need to deal 2 damage. So I'm just going to leave this here, because if she has something better to do than ping it, well then I want to put her in a position where she has nothing better to do than to ping my face. Aha! She has the Exorcist, which is quite unfortunate because it doesn't quite die. This plus the Shattered Sun Cleric is only 3 damage, which is unfortunate. So what I'm going to do here is buff up the egg and cash it out. I could have coined into a Yeti and just used the Yeti to kill that Infiltrator, or that Exorcist. But this seems fair enough. So now I've got a pretty good board. The Exorcist trades with the Cleric, dies to the Nerubian, and requires a ping to finish off. And I've still got this guy sitting around. And then next turn I can either play the Yeti, or I can do Hobgoblin Coin, Novice Engineer. Well, that was unfortunate. So she's basically trading 2 cards to kill 3 of mine. That was a really, really good Arcane Explosion. No question about it. So, Shredder or Yeti? I think I'm going to go for the Shredder because it's more resilient. They both died to Polymorph, but the Yeti would have died to Fireball. It would have also died to Flamethrower plus Ping. This thing gives me some compensation. Sludge Belcher. Ah, well, I guess the Yeti would have been a little bit better versus Sludge Belcher. I'm going to just coin into Starfire. Use the one I just top decked to make her a little bit more discouraged, I hope. And this does take me up a card. Alright, this is looking good. She has 6 cards to my 6. I'm a little bit ahead on the board. I've got a little bit of synergy here. I've got a Yeti I can shapeshift. I can Starfire. I got a lot of options on turn 6. It's looking pretty good. Just gonna freeze my guy. Well, Starfire, I sure am glad I took 2 of it, because Starfiring a Frost Elemental is terrific. You go up a card, clear out her thing. The freeze just saved her from 4 damage, that's it. And then we're just biding time to play Ancient of War. Now this could get polymorphed, but I don't know, this has been a pretty good polymorph target. It's also giving me synergy from Mr. Tinkers. And if she does polymorph it, it's not the end of the world. I might not even play it, though. I could just play Mr. Tinkers and Yeti, which is a nice turn 7 play. Or Mr. Tinkers and Bite if I want to kill something.
Behold, the might of
Stormwind Champion. So a 6/6 is a bit difficult to deal with, honestly. Bite Shapeshift won't kill it. But if I run in, there's nothing I have that deals 2 damage. So maybe this newly arrived Sky Golem is the answer. Mr. Tinkers plus Yeti seems a bit passive. But then again, I could run in and bite it. I could Mr. Tinkers, Yeti, and just let her have the lay of the board, but then she can just Flame Strike and finish everything off. If I play this, she can still Flame Strike, but I get 2 things out of it. Alright, I'm going to trust my instincts and play the Sky Golem. Had this been a second Dark Whispers, though, could have buffed this up and killed the Stormwind Champion with it. That would have been the best thing. I could have also played the Ancient of War. That would have been an option. That would have protected my Sky Golem from her Stormwind. Or not my Sky Golem, my Shredder from her Stormwind. Well, she's got 7 cards. I have 8, but with a couple right cards, she could easily win this game. We're both at full health, so it's all about the board fight. And if she has good cards here, with my hand of creatures and no more answers, I could lose. Alright, she buffs up its attack, which doesn't actually matter. Does she get a free secret?
my shield for Argus.
No, but she's gonna protect the Stormwind Champion with a lot of buffed stuff. Alright, that makes sense. Okay, well, let's think about this. We could play Hobgoblin and Sheep to try to bring down her board. I could run the Sky Golem into the Dwarf, run the Shredder into that, shapeshift this thing to death. Could play Ancient of War, though that's a bit weak at this point. I think I want to cash out my Hobbo here.
Hope you like my invention.
Owl, aha. Okay. Well, what do I owl is the question. The thing is that if I owl the Dwarf, I can't quite kill that with the Shredder. I'm a damage shy of killing off the Kirin Mage, so I can't get at her Stormwind Champion. If I silence the Champion, this becomes a 5/5 and this becomes a 6/4, then I can actually kill them both with my creatures. Now she still has a 6/6. Well, I can't kill the Champion, so I might as well silence the Champion and kill her other stuff. Problem with this, of course, is that if she has Flame Strike, I pretty much lose. I get a bad 4-drop. Flame Strike clears my board. Then she has a 6/6 and a 2/3. Had I played the Sheep, it wouldn't have killed any of her stuff anyway. She does have the Flame Strike. Good news is I get 5 health, and she spent her whole turn doing that. So I'm still in the game here. It's possible that I could still catch up and win this. Alright, I think now is the time to play this. And Sheep doesn't do anything and Shapeshift doesn't do anything, so we'll play the Chow. Let's see if she's got Polymorph. Like I said, she just needs a few key cards to make it. Stormwind was one of them, Flamestrike was the next, and Polymorph is the third, and then she's in business. She could also run in with both of her creatures, and then she only needs to deal 2 more damage to finish it off. 1 more if you count her being able to ping. But that would still be kind of a victory, because that would take up a lot of her resources.
What to do?
Man, that follow-up to Stormwind Champion was pretty good on her part. Maybe I should have just bitten it and run the Shredder in. Okay, I think enough time has passed on Yob's turn to safe to say she doesn't have a Polymorph. There's a Kizan Mystic. Wow, people are just really using these things a lot. She doesn't have the kill for it. Is she gonna run the Stormwind Champion? And I would if I were her, although maybe she would be afraid because of Swipe. She's probably thinking about that right now. Is it worth damaging it? Well, right now it would be good for her to do that because I don't have Swipe, but she might choose not to because she's afraid of Swipe. Ah, she goes for it. Shit. Well, that sucks. Okay, so here, I don't have Swipe. Let's see, if I Shapeshift, I go down to 14 health. Or I could just trade the Chow for it. And then bite something else. Thing is, if I Shapeshift that, I don't get to use bite. Yeah, I think it's better to bite. So we'll bite the Mystic. Chow on the Stormwind. We'll kill the Defender, not the Healbot, because if I hit the Healbot, she could have pinged away the Ancient of War. And after that, I think we'll just play Drew to the Claw. Well, this is looking good. The Sheep is a dead card, so I forget what I could have taken in its place, but I wish I hadn't taken the Sheep. She has 4 cards to my 4 plus my useless Sheep. These 2 things are okay, though. I could trigger the Tinkers with the Sheep, and the Sheep's on the table, so I don't really want to do that. When you have Sheep out, it turns the Mage's Flame Strike into a deal 6 to all your creatures, so it's just a bit too vulnerable. But I've got some good cards in here. I've got Dark Whispers still waiting for me. I've got 2 more Druids of the Claw.
Can I help you, sir?
Jeeves. Ah, so it's going to be one of those games. Okay. Cool.
Let me get that.
Oh, so now it's the thing where I don't want to kill Jeeves, because if I kill Jeeves, then I don't get its own benefits. Okay, well, let's play the Annoyatron. Let's hope we get an emergency coolant. We got the armor plating. Let's play the Yeti. And let's buff it up. So now killing Jeeves makes no sense, because I would be depriving myself of 2 cards. So I'll let Jeeves stand. Unless, of course, I end up going into fatigue. Alright, Dark Whispers. If I can just have a single minion left alive, Dark Whispers is terrific. And then I can decide whether or not to kill Jeeves. It depends on how many cards I can play. Because the Sheep, I don't want to play it. So if I play Dark Whispers and Claw, that's 7 mana. If this next card is 3 mana or less, then I could play it and get 2 cards off of Jeeves. If it's 4 mana or more, I might just kill Jeeves, assuming I even have the option, of course, at that point. Dark Whispers. Let's assume that my Yeti's still alive. That turns the Yeti into a 9-10 with Taunt. It's pretty good. Runs into Polymorph, but she would have used Polymorph on Ancient of War, and now she'd use Polymorph here on this if she had it. So presumably she doesn't have the Polymorph. Does she have a second Flame Strike? Ah, she does. That's quite cleverly played, because now she can ping the Yeti and run into my Druid. So she does, in fact, clear my board, so Dark Whispers is not playable. Naturalize! Shoot, that's the one thing I didn't want to see. Alright, well, we gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm gonna play the Sheep. I'm not gonna summon 5 Wisps. I don't think that would make any sense. Make it a 6/6 with Taunt. We're gonna claw this guy to death. And I could naturalize Jeeves, but that would be a bit silly. Let's draw some cards.
Let me get that.
Ah, yes, Moonfire. Good old Moonfire. Alright, so I have a 6/6 with Taunt with a crazy death rattle. She has 4 cards. Thing is, Jeeves, well, she could sacrifice Jeeves if she wanted to. She has a fireball. Alright, so Jeeves will live unless she pings it to death.
Put this apple on your head.
Alright, I can kill that with my Bluegill Warrior. That I don't really want to naturalize. This game's starting to slip away from me, but I've still got 2 Druids of the Claw. Fatigue goes in her favor. And I get a Claw. Ugh. Alright, well, we'll do this. And Shapeshift. And Claw. So I can kill the Golem. Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my god, that was almost a terrible mistake. I should have killed the Knife Juggler first. If there was a 50-50 chance my Bluegill Warrior would have been killed by the Knife Juggler, then I would have lost this game. That's embarrassing. Well, we're gonna Moonfire that. And take 2 cards from Mr. Jeeves here. There's my Druid of the Claw and my swipe. Okay. So I'm gonna want to kill Jeeves because I'm running out of cards. She has 9 cards still. She's got the game. She'd have to have some pretty weak cards to fail to win this. Let's see. Let's say she gets... Okay, I might be able to win off of Fatigue, actually. Let's see what happens. If she can play 2 of these cards, and she draws a card... Oh man, that hurts. Ow, so now she wins if she has Pyroblast. She plays another card.
You call that a weapon?
Okay, she has another card. She's going to draw a card from Jeeves, so she's down to 7. Naturalize. It's just not quite going to work. Well, I was thinking I could naturalize her into Fatigue, but it seems unlikely. So do I naturalize the Dark Iron Dwarf? That would take her down to 5 cards, down to 4. I'd still lose the Fatigue battle because I'm at lower health, obviously. Alright, I'm going to naturalize this. It sucks, but I don't want her to have 4 power with which to kill my Druid of the Claw. So she's down to 4 cards, I'm at 3. She has 6 cards in hand, I have a 4/6. There's really no way to win this. Well, like I said, if I lose, it's because it's entirely my fault. I could have drafted differently, I could have played that game differently. So this first game is on me. The Powerhouse Druid deck. This is like one of the best Druid drafts I've ever had. Really, it's one of the best drafts I ever had. I think the best draft I ever had was that crazy one where I was a mage and got 4 legendaries. But this is like pretty good running for number 2. There were no legendaries in it, but still, the epics were very good. All the regular cards were good. I have a good balance. I was offered at the very least a good balance of creatures and spells and mana costs. All of it came down to my choices there. In any case, it's still just the first game, so I could still come back and do well, but she's got 6 cards to my 2 Druids of the Claw. As great of a card as Druid of the Claw is, all she has to do is just kill my stuff and then win to Fatigue. Alright, I don't know why she thought for so long about that. That seems like a pretty obvious move. Alright, well, we're good and fucked here. This, that. Yeah, there's just no way. These would have to be astonishingly bad cards for a humble 4/6 to be able to take care of them. Especially because she can deal 5 damage to it right now, worst case scenario, and then ping it to death. Then all she has to do is answer my 3 cards, and she wins. All my big stuff has been played out. My Druids, my Dark Whisperers, my Piloted Sky Golem, my Ancient of War. I'm not exactly sure what I'm counting on. But, let's just stick it out. She decides to ignore the sheep. Maybe because she's killing me?
Shall not fall.
I even got lucky she didn't have that polymorph earlier. Granted, she played 2 Flame Strikes, but... Alright, let's play the Azure Drake. Grove Tender. Well, oh man, this is the classiest way to kill yourself.
The great outdoors.
Bink. What? How often do you get to do that? Draw a card with Grove Tender for the kill. Okay. I guess it would be even cooler if you killed the opponent that way, but I'll settle for killing myself. Well, that was a long game, so we're only going to have time for one more. I played every single spell in my deck there. And still didn't quite finish that daily quest, and still lost. So, All in all, a bit of a sad start, but we were up against a mage with a phenomenal deck. And mage is just naturally the best arena class. And I might have made some misplays, so all that can be very easily explained. Shaman, now there's a bad class. Stupid Monkey. I'm not gonna lose to someone named Stupid Monkey, that's for sure. Got a bit of an awkward opening hand here. Have to mulligan 2 of my removal spells. Hopefully draw. Hey, naturalize. You know what? I don't know. Was this on offer next to anything good? I don't remember, but didn't work that well for me last game, and it's awkward to have here. That's for sure. So Zombie Chow's a good start. Does he have Rockbiter? One of the game's best answers to a Zombie Chow. Maybe he's gonna crackle it. That would be fine. Unstable Ghoul, eh? Well, I guess I'll just do the obvious. My guy is still alive here, so I'm temporarily up a card. And he did use up his coin. Mr. Tinkers is going to drop as a 3/3 for 3, unless I have a very compelling reason to claw next turn. Which I may... I guess if he played a 2/3, I'd shapeshift. If he plays a 3/2, would I claw it? No, I would just trade the Zombie Chow for it. Please don't be the 1/1. Good. Okay, so this is going to drop as a 3/3. Explosive Sheep. I'm not going to play that just to try to get a buff from Mr. Tinkers. So Zombie Chow was great. Mr. Tinkers is average. If he gets a 3/4, I was just going to say, if he gets a 3/4, he could come out ahead, and it looks like he will, because I cannot claw shapeshift that, unfortunately. Let's drop the egg, trade Mr. Tinkers in a shapeshift, and do my favorite thing, which is hit him in his fat face. So we got this as a guard against Lightning Storm, but also now the sheep is actually potentially worth playing, because I'll pop my own egg. The problem is, I play the sheep, and then he can kill the sheep on his turn and decide, you know, what to do with the egg. He can react to it. Alright, there goes the Chow. Alright, oh man, I wish I had Hobgoblin here. Unfortunately, I don't. So let's play the Novice Engineer. Grove Tender, interesting. Play Grove Tender. Gets me up to Ancient of War that much sooner, but of course, same for him. But I have Naturalize, which will kill any of his things. I could also just claw the Fairy Dragon. Playing the Sheep seems dumb. He can axe it and then get a 4/4 out, but that still seems pointless. Or I could just play the Sheep and let it kill the Fairy Dragon. Then it also kills my Engineer and my Nerubian Egg. I play the Grove Tender. He can run in with the Fairy Dragon. I'm going to trust my instincts. Let's go ahead and get the Mana Crystal. It'll get me to Ancient of War a turn sooner. Of course, you know, he's got Hex, maybe. But we're in the loser's bracket, so he might not have it. Wind Speaker, huh? Okay. He actually is going to go straight for the face. Wow. That's ballsy. Alright, well, let's think. Should I just play? I'll just play this. And we'll kill that off. So let's see if he's got the Hex or the Silence. He has 3/5/7 damage on the table. He would need 3 more, so a Rockbiter would let him kill this. Okay, does he have a Lightning Storm? No, he's got nothing. Alright. It's amazing how being in the loser's bracket gives you like a chance in hell of not dying to things. So let's kill that off there. Let's kill this off here because I don't exactly want him to have spell damage out. Let's kill that guy off, and then I can play a Hobgoblin and do a Sheep. The problem is the Sheep brings this down to 6, down to 4, down to 2. I mean, technically this thing could live, but then a Lightning Storm would just blow through everything. But then I'd get a 4/4 out here. Lightning Storm, let's say it deals 3, 5, 7. Yeah, he'd need a little bit more. Alright, I'll go for it. I don't know if that's the right play, but it's the play I'm going to make. So I'm ready to pop my own egg. I just need to get the Grove Tender to do something useful, and then we could be okay. Oh, hey, Sneeze Old Shredder. Well then. Is that worth naturalizing? Sure. I'm going to naturalize it. Let's see what legendary he gets out of it. And hopefully it's something junky. It's a 7/7. You've got to be kidding me. Well, that sucks. So this 3/5. Okay, we got to do it. So it's 3, 5, and 7 damage. I can shapeshift this, and I can still play the Sky Golem. So thank you, Grove Tender, is the name of that game. Okay, this is looking good. This is a decent board. I've got 5 cards to his 6 and a weapon. 5/6 Taunt is no laughing matter. Still got 3 Druids of the Claw in here and a Dark Whispers. Also have an Annoyatron, which would be a 3/4 as long as the Hobgoblin still lives. That would be the last of my cards that has 1 health. Forked Lightning, much better than Lightning Storm. Whiffs on the Hobgoblin. Does he have a Lightning Storm to follow it up? He has a Fire Elemental. Alright, so I'm going to get a random 4-drop. Hopefully it's better than a 2/4 this time. Ah, it's a 3/3. Even better. Okay. And Zap-O-Matic. Shattered Sun Cleric? I'm not, alright. Seems good.
We must cleanse the
So wait, can I kill him? Hang on a second. This is 10, 15, 18. No, I can't kill him. So we'll do that. Kill the Hobgoblin. I could wait for the Annoyatron. Is it worth really saving the Claw? Nah, it's not worth saving the Claw. I'd rather keep my creature on the table, a creature that he's shown he can't kill, than hang on to a Claw. Okay, so he's got 4 cards in a weapon. I've got 4 cards on the table. He could have killed them last turn if he could, so he clearly can't. Unless he can play Deathwing, which he can't because he's overloaded. And I'm threatening lethal. This is looking good. I would actually kill him even through a Taunt Totem. Alright, well played. Oh, I was going to make another spell to make progress on the daily quest. Alas, we're at 47 minutes, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and or subscribe if you did. And stay tuned to see if I can actually live up to the potential of this incredible run. Take care, everyone.